This is an illegal animal trader. We've agreed not to show his face or reveal his name. He shows us his snares. They're similar to the ones we've seen in the forest. He says he can sell a tiger for roughly $150 per kilogram. With the average male tiger weighing 170 kilos, that's more than $25,000. He's not concerned about plundering the forest. Remember one thing, he tells us, the less the supply, the higher the demand. He sends most of the wildlife he kills or captures through Thailand to China. The Chinese, he tells us, eat everything. The Chinese eat everything. That's probably an overstatement, but we do know this much. According to the Wildlife Alliance, China is the #1 destination in the world for illegal wildlife. Exactly why it's going there is rooted in centuries of tradition, something Dr. Sanjay Gupta went to investigate.
It's one of the oldest civilizations in the world. Traditions cultivated over thousands of years. Some out in the open. Others hidden from view. The Chinese like their exotic wildlife. It's used in traditional medicine, and it's served as a delicacy. Some of the animals are extremely rare and endangered. Others are more common. In either case, the appetite is enormous. A population of 1.3 billion people has made China a vacuum for the world's wildlife.
Really wanted to get a sense of just what the demand was here, just how much consumption. Take a look. We're in this one back store here, and these are all turtles. You're just looking at thousands of turtles. And this is, again, just one small store. It gives you a sense of the demand for this type of wildlife here in China.
The turtles are legal, and so is most of the wildlife we found in this market. Punishment is stiff in China if you're caught selling endangered species. But that doesn't stop it from happening.
This is a storefront here, and I just want to show you something. This is actually deer antler inside that box. And over here is deer bone. These are both being sold. And over here is actually deer penis. All of that's being sold here. And it's important to emphasize that none of that is actually illegal. What's of concern, though, is what else might be getting sold at places like this. This is actually a restaurant called Strength in a Pot. We'll go inside and take a look at the menu.
There's no public seating area inside. It's all private dining rooms. We're shown to one in the back.
I'm sitting here with Mr. Chen, who's not only the manager, but also a nutritionist, and he has suggested that we get one of the most popular dishes on the menu. So we're gonna give it a try.
After we order, a toast with Mr. Chen. The drink is a specialty here, deer antler and blood wine.
What do you think? It's okay. It's a little bitter, but it's okay.
Mr. Chen leaves to check on the food when we notice a second menu.
The first page actually has a platter of dishes that cost about $1,500. What we saw in here was Canadian seal, they have Australian lobster, but they also have tiger paw and tiger penis. This is something we're definitely gonna ask Mr. Chen about when he gets back.
In the back room of a Beijing restaurant, I'm getting a taste of China's, well, let's call it eclectic culinary cuisine.
Lots of food here. Mr. Chen just told me that this is stud bull penis, this is deer penis, these are lamb testicles, it's Russian dog penis, and this is just deer meat, venison.
Exotic maybe, but perfectly legal, so far.
Now, Mr. Chen, if I wanted to order some tiger paw or tiger penis, can I order that here?
He tells me they do not have it because the tiger is a protected species.
Doesn't this say tiger paw here? And tiger penis?
They use the name, Mr. Chen says, only to impress their clients.
I mean, we see tiger paw and tiger penis on the menu. Mr. Chen, though, is adamant that they don't have it here, and that's just a name. They won't let us back in the kitchen to actually see for ourselves.
There's no way of knowing if indeed this restaurant serves tiger, but we do know it's happening throughout China. According to Wildlife Alliance, China is the #1 destination for tiger and other endangered species. Fines are stiff, around $14,000 if you're caught trafficking, so the practice has gone underground. It's 5:30 in the morning in the southern city of Guangzhou, and business is booming at this illegal trading spot. We're trying to stay out of sight, but our cameras pick up images of vendors selling from the back of their vans. I'm with Craig Kirkpatrick of the Wildlife Trade Monitoring Network, Traffic. We decide to get out of the van for a closer look. Our arrival isn't well received. Dealers quickly disperse.
Look over here. Hey, Craig.
But we are able to catch a glimpse of some of the illegal activity, the sale of ferret badgers and civet cats.
Little baby civets here, and then the cat.
The consumption of these animals is believed to be the source of the SARS outbreak in 2002, which killed at least 700 people around the world. Despite a crackdown by the Chinese government in 2003, the illegal consumption is growing again.
So they're buying it because they want to eat the meat.
Exactly.
They're buying it for medicine purposes as well.
Yes, it's more of a generalized health tonic rather than a specific medicine prescribed for any particular ailment.
Walking the legal markets in Guangzhou, it's easy to see why overexploitation is the #1 threat to China's animals. Thousands of turtles, poisonous scorpions, and snakes fill the stalls. Dried bags of seahorse, shark fin, and deer tails pile up along the streets. There's even pillaging from other countries to satisfy the almost endless demand.
It truly is a global trade, coming in from Southeast Asia or from the United States.
In this stall, endangered turtles from Madagascar, for sale here illegally.
This is illegal. Are the police going to come here and shut a place like this down?
There's so many other priorities that they've got going in this very large country that's expanding at a tremendous rate. Wildlife trade just doesn't really register very high on their priority list.
These animals aren't just delicacies. Many of them are consumed as a form of medicine. Practiced for thousands of years, traditional Chinese medicine draws on at least 500 species of plants and animals.
I was brought up with Chinese medicine.
Dr. Paul Butt is a professor at a Chinese university in Hong Kong. He's been studying the use of wildlife in traditional Chinese medicine for over 30 years.
This is bear bile.
Bear bile, yes, from bear farms. You can see it. Okay, they got it direct from the live bears.
In China, over 7,500 bears are kept in cages, while their bile is extracted several times a day through a steel catheter. It's a process that critics call barbaric, but traditional Chinese medicine uses it to treat everything from heart disease to impotence.
In Chinese medicine, the bear bile has been used for maybe over 12,000 years, and still is very good medicine.
Dr. Butt's not alone in his beliefs. 95% of hospitals in China offer traditional remedies. That, coupled with a growing Chinese population, causes concern that traditional Chinese medicine is driving species to extinction.
This is really a dilemma, because we too wish to protect those endangered species, but at the same time, it would be difficult for us to decide whether we should simply save them or, in emergency occasions, ignore our child or beloved ones lying sick in bed.
You're saying sometimes it's worth it.
Well, we have to find out.
As a doctor, I can't say if these treatments work or not. Most are so obscure, they haven't been tested by Western science. But whether or not the Western world thinks they work isn't going to stop the practice. In fact, it's only growing.
The market for exotic and endangered species is simply a matter of supply and demand. But it's a problem made worse when the number of animal species continues to decline And our own species, mankind, continues to grow at such a staggering pace. In fact, our population has grown by more than 400% over the last 100 years. And that translates into a breathtaking consumption of just about every natural resource this planet has to offer.